Hello class, today we're going to actually start some stoichiometry problems. Notice it says unit number 7. This is going to be a rough day today, so make sure you're ready for that. I'm going to walk you through 3 calculations. You have to do 17. We're going to go back to the same exact chemical equations that you worked on before, the Balanced Chemical Equations Geek Science, and I'll put that website back up for you again. I also have this video recorded and it'll be down there for you as well. You'll see that. On your handout, you're going to see that you've got the definitions of stoichiometry and what a mole is. It's going to give you an example of that, but I'm going to go walk you through the 3 calculations, so you'll have to get some of that background information for yourself, okay? Today you're going to be working with the formula, the grams of the known, and you make sure and you determine from the grams of the known the moles of the known, and then from there you can determine the moles of the unknown, and then the grams of the unknown. So the first one is you look at your chemical equation here. This means 2 moles of hydrogen gas reacts with 1 mole of oxygen gas to produce 2 moles of water. That's kind of what it says. So what you have to do is you take this formula and that's what you're going to be working with. So the grams of your known. So if you look at the problem, it says you have 140 grams of hydrogen gas. So you have 140 grams and you know it's hydrogen gas. And then it says how much oxygen gas do you know? So we know that what we're looking for is the amount of oxygen gas. So that's what you're putting over here. You're looking for how much oxygen gas there is. This is a pretty simple thing if you just pay attention. What you have to do is you take the amount that's given, the amount of given, and divide that by the molar mass to come up with the number of moles. Number of moles. So we're trying out the number of moles of the known. You have the molar mass, you got to find that out, H2, we should already know that, times 1.008 equals 2.016. So what you do is you take the 140, the given, divide that by the molar mass, 0.016, and that gives you 140 divided by, it comes up to 69.444444. I always want you to round as you go, so we'll all have the same answers. 69.444. Round it there. Don't keep it in your calculator and keep doing this. Then what you have to do is you have to multiply this by the superscript of this coefficient of your unknown divided by the coefficient of your known. So in this case, you have to multiply it by 1 over 2. Because the coefficient of your unknown is, because oxygen gas is your unknown, 1 over 2. So therefore, you take 69.444, round it to that, please, and comes up to 34.722. You want to know what these numbers are. This is actually the moles of the unknown. 69.444 is the moles of the unknown, You have 140 grams of hydrogen gas gives you 69.444 moles of hydrogen gas. You just calculated how many moles of oxygen gas you have. You have 34.722. That's how many moles of oxygen gas you have. But there's one more thing you've got to do. You've got to come up with the grams. And the way you do the grams, the same thing, oxygen gas. O2. We know that the atomic mass for 1 oxygen is 16. Multiply that by 2, 32. So you take, the way you come up with this, you take your amount of moles you have, 34.722. And remember, what you just calculated, molar mass is how many grams is in 1 mole. You don't have just 1 mole, you have 34.722. So you have to take the 34.722, multiply it by 32, and that will give you how many grams? 1111.104, round it to the 4th, grams of oxygen gas. That's how you do number 1. Number 2. Once again, you have synthesis of formula to come up with ammonia. Once again, you take your formula. Let's see if it's still on in the thing here. Very good. So it talks about how much you have of what your known is. First of all, you have the ammonia is your known this time. Ammonia, 1,200 grams of NH3, and your unknown is how much nitrogen gas. So you've got N2 over here is the unknown. N2. Then you do the same process we did on the other one. You come up with NH3, you have to come up with the molar mass. You take your given, divided by your molar mass. So therefore your given is your molar mass for an ammonia rather. So the molar mass comes up to be for the ammonia comes up to 17.034, 17.034 grams per mole. But you don't have 17.03, you have 1,200. So the way you come up with the number of moles you have, you take your 1,200, divide that by your 17.034. This equals to how many moles of the unknown you have. I mean, of the known you have, rather, 70.447. So that's how many moles of the ammonia you have. 70 point, make sure you round it to 3 decimal points and clear out your computer for a second, for your calculator for a second, though, because you don't want to keep it in your calculator. Your answers are going to be all messed up. Then you take that 70.0.44 and you multiply it by your coefficient of your unknown, which is 1, divided by the coefficient of your known, which is 2. So once again, this is 1 over 2. That gives you a total of 35.224 moles of your unknown. 35.224 moles of your unknown. Then you just have to take nitrogen gas. Nitrogen gas, we know, we'll do that real fast over here, is N2. And we know that each of those is 14.01. So that gives a molar mass 28.02. So you take that number right here, the number of moles you have, you multiply it by the molar mass, 28.02. That comes up to 986.976 grams of N2. There's your second one. That's the way you do that. You may have to watch these 3 or 4 different times. The third formula. Same thing you have to do. The same thing you have to do the same thing. Once again, it says 840 grams of aluminum oxide was used up, were used up in the chemical reaction. How much oxygen gas was produced? So we put that formula back down again. Always put that formula down to help you out. Then you know that it's 840 grams. 840 grams of Al2O3. That, and then you're trying to look for the unknown is how much oxygen gas. So O2 is your unknown. So once again, you have to come up with the molar mass of aluminum oxide rather, and that one comes up. You've got to do the same thing we did before in class. 0.98, that comes up to 53.96, 53.96, and then you have oxygen. You have O times 16.00 equals 48.00. So the molar mass comes up to 101.96. 101.96. So we know that the moles of you have 840 rather, is your given, divided by your by your molar mass. So in this case, it's going to be 840 is a given. Divided by the molar mass is 101.96. This gives you the number of moles of your known. That comes up to 8.239. 8.239. 8.239. There you go. So that's the number here. 8.239. Always round it off to 3 decimal points while you're doing it, or you're going to come up with a messed up number. It's going to be rounded differently. Let's all do the same thing. Then the way you come up with the number of moles of your unknown, you take your coefficient of your unknown, 3, divided by the coefficient of your known, 2. A coefficient of your known, 3. Unknown, 3, divided by the coefficient of your known is 2. So you take it times 3 over 2, and that comes up to 12.359. 12.359. That's how many moles of the unknown you have. 12.359. And we know oxygen gas. We're not going to calculate the molar mass, but you know that. The molar mass of O2 is 32. So what you do is you take that 32, the molar mass, times your number of moles that you have. We just calculate the number of moles that you have. 12.359. That comes up to how many total grams you have of oxygen gas. So you have 395.488 grams of O2. And that's the way you do stoichiometry problems. I hope that wasn't too awfully hard for you. We're going to be working on these until Easter break, so you're going to be having some time to work with these, okay? And the answer right there would not be a question mark. It'd be 395.488 grams of O2. That's the way you do these. Hopefully you can follow these along. Get these done and turn these in as soon as possible. I'd like to have y'all turn this work in before 3:40 every day, because that's the end of the regular school day. But unfortunately, a lot of you want to wait till 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night to do this stuff, and I don't know. I'm not answering questions at night. I go to bed about 9, 9:15 and read for about an hour and a half. I'm not checking my email after that. So you need to have it 3:40. You should have it done. I give you until 11:59 to submit it. I'm just letting you know you need to have that stuff posted by 3:40. That's the end of the school day. That's when it's due. Take care. I'll see y'all the next time. Okay, take care. Y'all stay safe. Okay, take care.